Time now for the final leg of Shipping TV's trip aboard steamship VIC96 up the Medway to Chatham dockyard.
Shipping TV, explaining the world of ships, shipping and the sea to people around the world.
Welcome back aboard VIC96, originally built as a victualling supply craft for the Royal Navy back in 1945. After a successful weekend trip to Hermitage Community Moorings, just downstream from Tower Bridge and St Catherine's Dock, for their open weekend, we've steamed down the Thames, nipped across Sheerness Middle Sands, and now we're heading up the Medway. First notable sight, a new liquid natural gas terminal for ships delivering bulk liquid gas to the UK. Now, a sadder sight, HBUK's Thames port, a container dock with very few container ships, and those that do arrive are small feeder liners after all the port's deep water traffic moved to larger facilities. As we steam upriver, the weather is gradually deteriorating, rainy and a bit blowy. And there isn't much to see. Like the lower Thames, the river sits in the middle of its own floodplain, and the banks are quite low-lying. Once the river banks become more populated, however, the skipper has to decide how to handle the locks and the lock entrance for when we enter Chatham Maritime Marina.
The idea is to get up there and have a look at the situation, wind highs, and then make our approach for the lock, countering this flat tide, depending on the wind again, whether we can go straight in or whether we've got to wedge our way in.
Peter's not kidding. The pontoon inside the lock is 26 metres long, the same length as VIC96 herself, while the lock entrance is just 8.6 metres wide against VIC96's 7 metre beam, leaving just 1.5 metres total clearance. But as you'll see, a good eye and a bold hand on the wheel will see her safely in. The tide is still flooding, so Peter's turned the ship so she has a downstream slant heading into the run of the flood. And then we're on our way. Over the next few minutes we'll go through each step as Peter takes her into the lock. It isn't easy, especially when VIC96 decides to show that she's a mind of her own when manoeuvring in tight spaces. The deck crew are ready with the ropes, the engine room team have their hands on the steam valve and on the gear lever, so this is how it all happens.
Hold on to the spring. Hold on to the spring. Hold on to it! Can you move that breaststroke right up forwards? Please, leave on. Yeah. Oh, why should she come round? All right there. All right. God, it's horrible. You coming round with us?
Round the drive round, the country can drive round.
Sorry? Oh, all right then. Okay, then. Do you want to come with us then? God, it's horrible. the stern rope go. You're in the stern rope, yeah. Okay, thank you.
We've got a lot of room to come back on this if you want to, but
From the skipper's viewpoint, this is a key moment in avoiding any possible damage.
We'll see how
Coming
we
into
go.
the lock, the entrance's wooden fendering guides the ship in, but the knuckle at the exit looks riskier. But he takes her out without a touch on either side. That's an impressive job.
But if you let the head rope go, oh right, well you're going to have to get over the bridge now, we've got away the bridge. Right? Jump on. Yeah. When you like. Yeah. Alright, Julian. Here you go. Here you go.
okay. Yeah, fine.
VIC96's permanent berth is right at the far end of the marina basin, alongside a pontoon with a selection of retired working craft and a few yachts. For this berth, there's plenty of space, although it can be difficult in strong winds, but there are no problems today.
Thanks a lot, Chatham.
Okay, that's steering safe and sound, over.
Nice to be back on a horrible day, isn't it?
With the lines ashore, it's time for us to go. But not before we've said thank you for a fascinating trip aboard a small ship that can take us back to a bygone age when steam ruled the waves. And we'll give the skipper the final word.
Coming into the lock, heart was in my mouth, as usual. It's a tight fit, it is a tight fit, but she just didn't want to go along. She came through the lock okay, or the entrance. just didn't want to go alongside for some reason, but eventually it did. It's a big ship for that lock. You know, in the real scheme of things outside, it's not that big, but once you get to that lock,